We are in the beginning stages of the biggest collective awakening ever seen in the history of mankind. When the dust settles, we will realize how little we need, how much we already have, and the true value of human connections. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the one who authored the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, was once addressing a gathering of about 1,000 people. As he walked in, he said, "You all look so relaxed and comfortable. It looks like you have no problems. Do you have problems?" They all raised their hands. Then he asked, "Would you like to get rid of all your problems?" Again, they raised their hands. He says, "When I drove up here, I found a place where people were lying totally relaxed and outstretched, and they didn't seem to have any problems. Would you like to know where this place is?" Again, they raised their hands. He said, 2 blocks from here, there's a cemetery where the people are lying totally relaxed and outstretched and they have no problems. Now, would you like to have no problems? No one raised their hands. He says, to have human life is to have problems. Problems are a part of life. You should not get intimidated by it. You should just learn how to manage your problems. The human spirit is indomitable and we have the instinct to survive whatever befalls us. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale also gave us the serenity prayer. It says, "Lord, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." Let's deconstruct this a bit. To accept the things I cannot change. The color of my hair, my skin, my ethnicity, my height, my parents, my relatives, I cannot change. So I must learn to accept. The things that I can change are my circumstances, my knowledge, my skill set, my house. So I must realize and have the wisdom to know the difference. Life is full of choices and contradictions. If you choose to light a cigarette, you choose to have cancer. If you choose to ill-treat people, you choose to be ill-treated. If you choose to drink and drive, you choose to be in an accident. If you live in unhygienic and unsanitary conditions, you choose to be sick. Life is full of our choices. The choices that we make determines the outcome that we are going to face in our lives. Natural disasters, catastrophes, pandemics, floods, man-made disasters, terrorist attacks, war have always been a part of the history of mankind. This pandemic, however, all of those earlier catastrophes or disasters, natural or man-made, have always been mostly regional. This is the first time that we are facing a pandemic of such mammoth global proportions, where the entire world is affected at the same time. Although we are all equipped with the knowledge of it now, and we do understand the precautions that we do need to take, but we do not need to give ourselves an information overload. The information overload that we are feeding our minds on a daily basis, every minute, every second, every hour of the day, is disturbing our mental health. Your mental health determines the level of your immunity in your body. As our mental health goes down, so does our immunity. So does our ability to fight this virus. Don't overload your mind with unnecessary information. The necessary precautions that you need to take, you must observe those. Beyond that, every minute, don't feed your mind with the statistics that are being shared every minute of the day. Because whatever you're reading and hearing, you're sharing and you're thinking about it. So you're creating a fear inside your mind. Along this mammoth-sized global pandemic that we're facing today, creeping along in the wake of this pandemic is another pandemic, which is the fear pandemic. This is gripping the entire world, and the long-term effects of this pandemic will be far more than the pandemic that the virus is creating. So at this stage of the game, my suggestion and advice to everyone is, do not give your mind an information overload. If you were to take statistics of accidents that are taking place on a minute to minute and hourly basis, regional basis, state basis, country basis, worldwide statistics of accidents that are taking place on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. Very soon you will be in such a grip of fear that you will not be able to step out of your house in a vehicle. Every time you decide to start a vehicle and decide to go on the road, the statistics that you're feeding your mind continuously will stop you from moving out and being able to go out and drive. So you can understand if that can create so much of fear that it paralyzes you and will stop you from even stepping out, then if you're going to allow your mind to get paralyzed at this point in time, slowly you will start degrading. For heaven's sake, stop yourself from this slowly creeping virus of fear, anxiety, and depression. According to WHO, before we were attacked by this pandemic, the statistics of depression was 1 in 4. If that was the state before this pandemic, it is going to rise tremendously due to the fear that is being generated due to this virus and all of its implications at this point in time. If you wish to have the ability, the willpower, and the immunity to fight it, raise your mental health and your physical health. Exercise caution, but do not allow fear to grip you, because fear is the bigger killer than the virus itself. We will recover, we will rebuild, and we will emerge victorious out of this pandemic for sure.